Hello, guys. Good morning. You are welcome once again to my channel. You are welcome to Catfish Solution Academy. Uh, we are starting up again with our lecture, which we are in episode 19. Yeah, this is the episode 19 of our lecture, our free lecture here now on social medias. We have it on all our social medias handles. So that is where we try to share these lectures free of charge for catfish farmers. As I said earlier, we have been having these lectures on our WhatsApp group for quite a long time, and these I know I'm very sure have helped a lot of people out there to be a little bit successful in the area we preaches. That means in the areas we guided people. And there are a lot of testimonies that have been coming around on a daily basis in order to say thank you to us for doing a very great job and for us to help farmers solve their challenges in their farms. Yeah, various farms across the world. So we have make sure that we give out the much needed information for any farmer to really grow. Yeah, I think that is quite understandable. Yeah. So today again we are in the episode 19th of this very great lecture. Once again, my name is Stillman Odutola is Abiodun DTM, your coach on these lectures. And I told you this lecture will be going concurrently for years, and because we have lot of topics to talk about. And presently, we are still at the feed formulation where we started, and we are in episode 19, and today we'll be moving forward on our key word or our key topic, which we titled how to calculate your crude protein manually. I told you earlier there are a lot of ways in calculating your crude protein, that means your feed nutrient. And because of livestock, because fish grow more on protein, fish is one of the most, at least I think, not most, fish is the most highly recommended as most highly recommended crude protein, that means digestible crude protein, for them to do and strive well, to do better. That means if you have fish, if you are a fish rearer, if you're a fish farmer, and you want your fishes to do well and grow better, it is advisable to feed them more on proteinous food for them to do better. Unlike any other livestock that they just need little protein, and because feed do convert very fast, and this enough will allow you, this give them an advantage for them to do well. That means to give you more profit, because if you feed them very well, they strive very good, they convert it very fast, and they turn it to weight, and with weight we are selling presently in the fishing industry, unlike the other part that maybe they don't use weight, like the cow, the meat and co. I think presently most people are now trying to put up and doing scaling for their produce. Most of the processors too, there are a lot of processing plant I do go to, and I note that most of them are now doing their stuff on kilo. And how can you accept and can you have this kg? I think for you to have that kg, you must do what? You must feed your fishes well. There's another, there's a garbage in, garbage out. If you don't feed your fishes well, you'll be having, they will not give you what deserve, and this may turn you to total loss. And this is at the areas that many farmers are making huge loss. That is why you see some people that I've invested. That means I was telling one of my clients that if you want to invest in any business, despite even fish farming, because fish farming is highly lucrative. Those people that are telling people that fish farming is not lucrative, they are just, maybe if you have a token amount of money, maybe you are having just little amount of money, and people are saying you can invest in fish farming. I've seen a lot of people that have come to my DM and asked me that I have 100,000, I have 200,000, even 500,000 naira, that they want to go into fish farming. My advice normally goes to them, because I know the little you do, the lesser you get. So I normally advise them that it's better for you to go into franchising or catfish farming. There are a lot of areas you can tap into in catfish farming that sometimes you don't even need to have a farm. You don't even need to go into the highly uh, how will they call it? The highly uh, capital intensive part of it. For example, if you have your 200,000 naira with you or 100,000 naira with you, you can patch into processing. That means you can go to a farm and buy uh, fish, live fish. That means the fish for smoking, and you take it to where you can access an oven. A farm that has oven, you pay them. Maybe you pay them 200 naira, you pay them 150, you pay them 250, 300 naira, depending on your bargaining power. So with this, you can liaise with them. Once you are taking your fishes from the farm, you take it to the oven for them to smoke it for you. And with that, you can automatically make nothing less than 150% of what you used. So that is where you can exploit, or you can be a distributor of feed. You may not have that huge money to start up a very distributor. You may be a sub distributor. That means if you are in a location that you think some of these feed are there, or local feed, you can produce a local feed yourself, go to a feed mailer, produce it, package it, and start selling it. This is what I've done before. So with this, there are a lot of areas you can tap into. And if you want to know more area of this, you can DM me, because we have not got into that, but I'll be telling you different areas you can tap into in catfish farming. So that means we still have a very long way to go. So for you to do that, we are talking about how to calculate your crude protein. So before I dive into that, let's just go on a very short break. So you are welcome from this break, and where I'm talking, and once again, I'm still talking about how to calculate your crude protein. And from my last episode, which is the episode 18, yeah, I think I talked about, I gave you a formulation. That means I gave you four good formulations, four good ingredients to make up a formulation, which I used fish meal. With the fish meal, I used 72% fish meal, which I use a quantity of 50%, 50 kg, and I use GNC I used that means granite cake. I used 20 kilo, yes, and I use soya. Soya, you can use full fat soya meal, soya cake. But if you are using it for an extruding machine, so I would advise you to use what we call the soya meal, because there is flakes. And if you are using GNC, that means granite cake, I will advise you to use the charred one, which I think I made a lot of videos on it on my episode, on that episode, so that you can differentiate between them. And I talked about flour. You can use any of the flour. You can use then there's the waste flour. You can use the wheat flour and stuff. And you can use cassava flour too as well. So in order to give you a perfect binding and a smooth extrusion. So, or even if you are taking it through the die head pelletizer, which will give you a perfect finishing. That means it will be stronger. You'll see that your fishes are highly stronger. And if you are not careful, for sometimes these fishes will go into the water and some of them will float. And despite that, these fishes will go to the base of the water, will not pollute your water, because it takes them some time for the fish to come and pick it before they get dissolved. So this will help in polluting your water. For those people that said the local feed normally pollutes water, to me, I'm telling you today, local feed do not really pollute water. It depends on your administration, and or how do you compound it. So it is important. So this has to be learned. If you don't know, please, you need to call. You need to call an expert to take you through. Things are not just done. To me, if you want to invest maybe just 1 million naira in fish farming, I can even advise you. I can tell you it is better for you to use 100,000 of it in order to solve problem, to get things right before you invest in it. Yeah, even I think Christians do urge for 10% for, so that means taking 10% out of it in order to know things right. I think there's nothing wrong with it. So I will advise you to, if you have 1 million naira, to use 100,000 naira to gain knowledge. You are not, it's not wasteful. Even to use 200,000 naira is not wasteful. Even for the first try, to use 300,000 naira is not wasteful. That's the truth. Because after then, you don't need it again. That means you must have acquired that knowledge. And the person that collected 100%, 100,000 or 300,000 from you the other time will not be able to collect anymore for your next harvest. It's for you now to decide that I still need this person. So, sir, you just need to guide us. We know we have been with you. That person can reduce it to 20,000 naira, even 10,000 naira for you. So I'm just saying it. So it is advisable for you not to be ignorant on what you are doing. Don't be too perfect. You need to have a listening here to listen and to learn on what you are doing. That's where you will be making a lot of mistakes, and all that money you worked for will be going down the drain. So before this episode will elapse, so let me just give you, we talked about the formulation. That means uh, the format for the formulation for to calculate your crude protein at ease. I told you, and I talked about the formulation should be C divided by 100 times Q. That means the quantity of your formulation, your total formulation, which is the C represent the crude protein of each material. Please, you need to know this. That means the C divided by 100, because we are using 100 as our base. So divided by 100 times Q, that means the quantity of the feed, total quantity of the feed you are using, divided by 1. And if you are formulating, because we are formulating 100 kg, I don't want to disturb. I want you to understand this. If your formulation is 30%, that means 30 kg. So what you will do is that where you see the C, this is the percentage of the crude protein. Maybe you are using a fish meal of 72%. Since you understand and you know that the fish meal you are using is 72%, so in that place you saw C, you put 72 divided by 100 times Q. Q is the quantity, the total quantity of the material, the total quantity of the material you are using. So with this, you can put like 20, like 30. Yeah, you are using 30. 30 is the total number of material you are using, and you now by the time you divide it, it will give you the CP of each material. Once again, let me know, for those people that would not understand, before I go to our next episode, the C represents the crude protein, the percentage of crude protein of the material you are using. That means you are using 72%, you put 72% divided by 100. The 100 represent the total concentrate you are using. You know, we are using 100, so that's the total concentrate you are using. So for those of you who are just using their formulation, maybe your formulation is just maybe you are using a formulation of 30%. You want to calculate for 30%. So what you do is that where that Q is, you put 30%. Where that Q is, you put 30%. So that 30% divided by 1, it will give you the total CP. So let us just now go on our formulation. So let us just talk about maybe just one or two formulation before we go, because of our time. So the fish meal, we are using 72% fish meal. So where there is C, you put 72%, I said it, divided by 100. Divided by 100. So, but peradventure you are using 30%. Where that 100 is, you put 30 kg. That means your total concentrate. But since we are using 100%, so we'll be putting 100 divided by the quantity of material you are using. That means we are using 50 kg of fish meal. You put your 50 divided by 1, will give you a total CP of 36% crude protein. So once again, so that means if you want to run a formulation of maybe 30 kilo, that 30 kilo, and you are using a fish meal of 5. So the first thing you do is that where you see the C, where the C is, you put 72%, that means 72, divided by 30 and you are using 5 kg, that means multiply by 5 divided by 1. This will give you the total number of crude protein. So now with this, we'll be going to, because of our time, we'll be going into the episode 20. So watch out for episode 20.